Oh, hello. Welcome to another episode of Campbell's Coins. Today, I'm going to go over etiquette. Specifically, the etiquette of buying coins, silver, and gold. Now, it doesn't matter if it's silver coins or gold bars, it just falls into that category of buying anything. So with that being said, let's get into my top 5 etiquette rules for buying. Now, before I get into my top 5 rules for buying, I'm going to list some honorable mentions. But before I do that, I'm going to take off this jacket because it is hot as hell. There, that's better. Now let's get into the honorable mentions. Number 2, do not ask the seller when they will ship. It is annoying. The seller's responsibility is to tell you when they are going to ship, to provide you with tracking number, and to ship out the product within 2 business days. That's what the seller's responsibilities are. Number 1, follow the seller's instructions for payment. If they're asking for you to use PayPal, do not ask them if they accept Cash App. If they don't have payment information listed, it is okay to ask them in that instance, but just follow their instructions. Now let's get into the top 5 etiquette rules for buying. Number 5, if you commit to a buy, do not back out. The only out that a buyer gets in this instance is if the seller's description does not match the product. And it has to be fairly egregious for the buyer to be able to back out. If you are unsure about a purchase, do not commit to it. Number 4, don't lowball the seller. If the seller is asking for $100 or best offer, do not come in there asking if they'll take 25 bucks. Sellers want to make a profit and buyers want a good price. Find a happy medium. Most sellers are willing to work with you on the price, so as long as you're not trying to rip out the rug from underneath them. Number 3, pay immediately. If you cannot pay immediately, communicate with the seller before you commit to a purchase so that they can see if your reason is okay with them. If it isn't, tough luck. Now, if this video has given you any value so far, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do so. I really do appreciate everyone's support, and it really does help me out a tremendous amount. Number 2, do not complain about a seller's price. This is one of my biggest pet peeves. If you don't like the asking price of a seller, you as the buyer have 2 options. 1, you can make them a reasonable offer, or 2, you can walk away. Telling the seller that their coin is overpriced because you saw it on PCGS and at that grade it's only worth 100 bucks, but they're asking 400, that's just ignorance. You do not know what goes into that asking price of $400. Now, I came across this specific instance on Instagram and it kind of annoyed me, and I actually had to call out the person on it. Now, this guy was offering a toned Morgan dollar graded MS63 proof-like, and he was asking $400. Now, this coin was gorgeously toned on the obverse and the reverse. And this guy comes in saying, whoa, that Morgan's only worth $100 according to PCGS at that grade level. Well, I had to point out, can you find any other MS63 proof likes with this kind of toning? And if you can, then go buy it at that whatever that price level is at 100 bucks. But I guarantee you, you're not going to find that gorgeously toned Morgan dollar with that specific grade and that kind of gorgeous toning. And I'll show you images here of what this coin looked like and video. Now, this coin has gorgeous obverse and reverse toning and it is graded MS63 proof-like. And I don't know of a whole heck of a lot of coins out there with that designation and proof-like with that kind of toning. And so yeah, a all-white coin in that grade, MS63 proof-like, may be worth only $100 because there's so many of them out there. But how many of them are out there with that kind of toning? It's simply supply and demand. There's a supply and a high demand for toned coins. And I would actually argue that there's a higher demand for toned Morgans than most other toned coins. And that is why it has such a high increase in value. I'm going to drop a fairly unknown economics law on you. It's called Campbell's Law, and it states that an item is worth whatever it sells for. The number one rule for etiquette buying is fairly simple. If the transaction was good, post about it. Give the seller some props. People want to know that you're happy with the product, and they want to know that the seller is a good person and that you're happy overall with the transaction. The seller would really appreciate the shout out for the extra drive in business. Now, I think that covers it for the etiquette rules for buyers. If there's something that you can think of that I did not cover in this top 5, go ahead and list it in the comments below. I think it really covers the whole gamut though. If you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. Thank you so much for watching Campbell's Coins, and that is my 2 cents. If you like this video, hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribed.